Any ninja who undertakes an S-rank mission knows that they should expect the unexpected while on this mission. Smiling faces of seemingly harmless strangers could turn out to be ruthless killers waiting to stab them in the back. The seemingly suspicious person watching you from a distance could very well hold the information that ends up being vital to your mission being a success. Success on these missions is the only option for a ninja, because failure could very well lead to an international crisis that could start a war between nations. Currently in Boruto Naruto Next Generations, Sasuke and Sakura have undertaken an S-rank mission of the highest level of urgency. They must travel over 30 days to the land of Radaku, a land where the Sage of Six Paths once lived, to find a cure for Naruto's chakra illness that is slowly killing Naruto. It's on this mission that the married couple infiltrates a prison so they can scour through the research institute looking for clues for a cure to Naruto's illness. Now, towards the end of the scene that I'm about to share with you guys, Sasuke Uchiha walks in on the tail end of his wife Sakura's battle with a man named Gigi, and this is the same person who nearly killed Sakura earlier on in the novel, and so Sasuke's been battling all these Edo Tensei, making his way towards the battlefield where Sakura's currently at, and when Sasuke arrives, Gigi himself knows that death has stared him straight in the face because Gigi senses Sasuke's overwhelming bloodlust. For everyone who's complained about the fact that Sasuke seemingly is always out of chakra, this is that moment where you see Sasuke Uchiha raw and uncut, and Sasuke is completely focused on unleashing all of his wrath on Gigi. Just before the scene occurs, Naruto's cure has been found by Sasuke and Sakura in the form of the very elusive polar particles left behind by the Sage of Six Paths, which was sealed away with so much chakra that simply touching it burned away at the skin. After an army of Edo Tensei began killing the prisoners inside of the institute, Sakura rushed to find the caster of the Edo Tensei, who she and Sasuke believed to be the warden of the prison. However, Sakura quickly learns that the caster was instead a prisoner who Sasuke had befriended, and this prisoner's name was Gigi. After Sasuke heals Sakura from a near-death state, Sasuke battles an entire army of Edo Tensei while Sakura rushes through the prison, hell-bent on finding Gigi, who currently has the polar particles that are needed to cure Naruto. Her goal is to defeat Gigi, or at least hold him off long enough for Sasuke to arrive and then together recover the polar particles. The scene I'm going to share with you guys comes just after Sakura battles her way through the institute, shattering entire sections with punches and shouts that are so loud that Gigi was able to hear her from his hiding spot. In a very rare moment, we see Sakura's anger reach levels that we hadn't seen in the series before, and it's just before she manages to track down Gigi and swears to bring him down. After all, she made a promise to Naruto that she would bring him back the cure for his illness, and the thought of both losing Naruto, one of her oldest friends, and what Naruto's death would do to Sasuke drives her forward as she begins her rematch with Gigi. What I'll do for you guys now is go over the scene in question and then come back to you guys with my thoughts, and it's here I'm going to begin quoting. As soon as she thought that to herself, she grew dizzier and dizzier. She could feel the bloodlust behind her as she collapsed onto her side. A kunai pierced deeply through the ground. Cherry blossom colored hair fell from her head as it gazed past. Gigi! Sakura paid no attention from the haircut from her head, twisting around as she stood up. She took a tile almost twice her size from the gravel and sent it flying towards Gigi. Gigi pulled out a sword and slashed through the tile, cutting it in two. Looking back at the debris that rained over the ground, he saw no sign of Sakura. "Did you run away?" Gigi shook his head. "This fight, that was such a waste of time." The dragon in the sky spotted Sakura bounding down the cliffside, giving a signal to Gigi about where her direction was. Sakura's movements, from what Gigi could see, were lethargic and slow. It wasn't clear how she escaped from the institute, as she wasn't fully recovered from the poison. Gigi formed the hand signs as he began to run, striking his palm onto the ground once he finished. Earth style, Earth Mud Wall Jutsu. Gigi had finally caught up to Sakura, stopping her feet by raising a hard dirt wall in front of her. Sakura, caught by the edge of the wall, stared closely at Gigi. What's the purpose of all of this? There was a scream off in the distance. It couldn't be distinguished between human or beast. Humans and beasts, they're both suffering. Why are you doing this? Humans and beasts. Sensei, I wouldn't shy away from stabbing you a second time. Those were Gigi's true feelings. It was a selfish statement. He'd want Sensei and Sasuke to survive if it was possible. Though, if more of this happens, he'd have to kill them both. Just like I told Sasuke, don't leave your wife alone. Sakura stood back, her back touching the dirt wall. Gigi took another step forward, looming over Sakura as he approached her. There was a loud boom, a noise like something or something bursting. Gigi found that he was unable to suddenly move his body. What's going on here? The realization itself came too late. His joints that were stiffened up, unable to even twist his body. It was a barrier seal. It was an ambush trap. What? When did you do this? The sand under his feet was picked up by the wind, revealing a paper bomb. Instead of an explosion, deep red chakra seeped out from the surface, and like a thread, it firmly binded Gigi's body. It seemed as if the gimmick of the tag was meant to be activated as the person passed over the paper. Pretending to escape, Sakura had led him to this very place from the start. Shit! Gigi pulled a kunai from his sleeves, attempting to cut away at the chakra thread. However, the thread only released chakra that was contained in the tag, and it was unable to be broken. The seal, in the shape of a cherry blossom petal, began to emerge on his wrists. What? When did you? How did I get this mark? Answer me! Answer me, damn it! When you came to the medical office, before, I placed it there just in case. Sakura spoke calmly. I'm a doctor. After examinations, I can tell if you're a chakra user or not. It was pretty easy to see. Gigi struggled, desperately trying to escape. Gigi soon realized it'd be impossible to get out on his own power, resigning as he began to stop moving. Gigi thought desperately, I haven't just lost yet. If Zanzaro can join me, there's a good chance we can escape. I don't want to give Sakura any hints that I've casted the jutsu. Gigi was searching for a winning strategy when he suddenly felt a presence of earth-shattering chakra, making his very brain quiver. His knees suddenly felt weak. With the pressure of the chakra present, any possibility of a victory that might have slightly remained was suddenly shattered in the instant. Gigi, the caster of the Edo Tensei, it was you. A low voice spoke behind him. Minnow stood before him all along with his cellmate, who had never shown, not even once, such a thirst for blood until now. Sasuke reached out of his hand and into Gigi's pocket, taking the full container of the polar particles. Further in the pocket, a plastic container held a yellow liquid. Is this the poison you used on Sakura and me? A rage of feelings began to swell up inside of Sasuke's heart. Anger, hatred, wrath, rage. He struggled to suppress his anger that was on the verge of simmering over. Sasuke lifted his face and activated his Sharingan. Gigi took a sharp breath as he saw Sasuke's eyes. Quote. So what I absolutely love about this scene is the fact that at the very end, you see Sasuke Uchiha's aura flare up so high that Gigi knows right away from the bloodlust that he feels that's being described as being an earth-shattering amount of chakra that made his brain quiver and his knees shake. He knows right away that that's Sasuke, and I like the fact that as Sasuke activates his Sharingan, Gigi refers to it as being the first time he's ever sensed such bloodlust from Sasuke. That in itself speaks volumes, yo. That is so absolutely insane. Like, if the anime ever gets this, I can already picture the music they could be playing during this, man. This has potential to be one of those like top 10 scenes that you get in the Boruto franchise. So if that doesn't tell you how close Gigi was to death, I don't know what else is. Don't get me wrong, Sakura's sealing jutsu was really fucking impressive. Like, really fucking impressive. But that moment at the end where you feel Sasuke's chakra just weighing down on Gigi with enough force that it's stated to be able to shatter the ground speaks volumes. Even though Sakura was in clear control of the situation, Sasuke's anger had boiled over so much that it makes you wonder how violent the scene could have gotten if Gigi had actually been able to manage to pressure Sakura, or worse, left her in a near-death state, like the first time that Sasuke found her after Sakura's first encounter with Gigi. Because you gotta remember, like, Sasuke himself has a monologue, and one of the feelings that he feels is wrath. Like, that shows you this is one of those moments where, just like how King Bradley cut loose in Full Metal Alchemist in the final act, Sasuke was about to go ham on Gigi right now. So going back to Sakura though, what's so crazy about this moment is that you see Sakura in a completely different brand new light here. Sakura went straight Shikamaru from the Akatsuki suppression arc where he took out Hidan. Sakura was still someone who was worn down by the poison from earlier, but she was still packing enough power to cave in entire sections of the prison with her punches, bringing down entire Empire walls and fighting Edo Tensei while rescuing prisoners on her way to fight Gigi. Sakura, from the very beginning of the novel, sensed that Gigi might have been a threat and placed a chakra seal on him from the very start. For those of you who are asking why she didn't use it during their first encounter, you have to remember that Sakura was caught off guard by Gigi. Sakura went against her gut, trusting the inmate who Sasuke had befriended, and Sakura thought about saving him. It was a decision where the smiling face in front of her turned out to be the person who literally stabbed her in the back. What's also so nice about this moment is how Gigi recalls earlier his words to Sasuke about not leaving his wife alone, and what could have been taken as a cellmate joking that if given the chance he would have piped down Sasuke's wife was instead a hidden threat that if Sakura got in the way, Gigi would be forced to kill her. However, what also works in this scene is the internal struggle that you know that Gigi has. During his time with Sasuke and Sakura, he's grown fond of them, and he's gone as far as to state that he wouldn't kill them if he didn't have to. It shows a different layer to the character, which is actually foreshadowing for the heartbreaking conclusion at the end of this novel. So that's going to be it for this edition of the Sasuke Retsuden series. Guys, we're less than a handful of videos away from the ending of this novel, and I can tell you guys that the ending is packed with an emotional gut punch, quite a few of them, that you guys would have thought that Madara had just stabbed Tsunade with the Susanoo sword. Grab your tissues for the next few videos, because Sasuke and Sakura both are about to be presented with moral dilemmas and questions that make Sasuke tiptoe the line of doing something that should never be done by someone like Sasuke, who's now been redeemed of his past sins. But that's me for this video today, guys. But if you like anything I had to say, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. Have an awesome day, guys.